Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Sunday Night Stock Zoom call. I hope you had a productive last weekend. You're having a powerful weekend. Looking forward to a prosperous upcoming week in the market. Family, this is not financial advice. This Zoom is for entertainment, education, empowerment, and excitement so that you can make your own personal financial choices. All financial decisions made by viewers should be done after talking with a licensed professional. Hey, listen, we're not wasting no time tonight. You know how we do it on SNS. We get in the bag, all four corners. Hey, Jana, why don't you unmute your line and tell us what's happening this week in the market?
Thank you, Griff. Good evening, SNS family. Just here to share some quick updates with you for what to expect with earnings calls this week. On Monday, there will be earnings calls for Roblox, AMC Entertainment, PayPal, and Clover Health. On Tuesday, you can expect earnings calls for Palantir Technologies, Ocugen, NIO, Aora Cannabis, Coinbase Global, and Fobu TV. Wednesday for Walt Disney, GEVO, Beyond Meat, SoFi Technologies. And on Thursday, there are earnings calls for Sundial Growers, Funware, Lordstown Motors, and Blink Charging. And lastly, on Friday, there will be earnings calls for AstraZeneca, NXT ID Inc., and Black Sky Technologies. And that's what to expect for the week. Back to you, Griff.
Hey, those are your earning calls. You know, you got to govern yourself accordingly. You know, when you're trading in and out of the market, you definitely want to know when the next earnings is. So that's why we do that every week. But hey, let's head up to the big D. I know it's cold in Detroit. Hey, Roz, why don't you unmute your line and tell us who was our biggest stock winners and losers last week?
Good evening, Sunday night family. This week's big winners, we have Booking Holding, symbol BKNG. They were up 7.47%. Marcadole, or something like that. I'm saying it wrong, but the symbol is MELI. They were up 4.71%. Amazon.com. Symbol AMZN is up 1.21%. Bill.com Holdings is up 13.80%. Transdiggs Group is symbol TDG was up 5.72%. Now, this week's losers was BioRad Laboratories, symbol BIO, they were down 7.36%. BioNTech, symbol BNTX, was down 20.92%. Moderna, symbol mRNA, was down 16.56%. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, symbol REGN, was down 5.57%. And Peloton, symbol PTON, was down a whopping 35.35%. Well, that's our winners and losers for this week. Back to you, Tim.
Hey, thank you, Roz. Thank you, Roz. Stay warm up there in Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, family. Hey, listen, you know, we got our secret sauce. And I tell you, your best offensive weapon that we have in the stock market is knowing this. Listen, you can never time the market. And you will never do what? You'll never sell at the top, and you will never buy at the bottom. With that, knowing that being your best offensive weapon, it always enables you to be able to go in and out of trades and make some real good sound decisions. Well, we got a big show tonight. I think you're going to like what we got for you. I want to give you a few seconds right now before I get ready to share my screen so that you can get a pen and a paper, because this information tonight is going to be coming. It's going to be coming fast. And I think you want to get in it. We got a lot of information to share with you tonight. A lot of stuff has happened last week, and we need to be in position. We need to be in line, and we need to align ourselves with what's going to get ready to come down the pipe. Okay, so with that said, I think I've given you a few minutes to go ahead and grab what you need, and the show starts now. Let's get started. Hey, listen, late Friday night into Saturday morning, the House passed this $1 trillion infrastructure bill, sending it to President Biden's desk. You know, we don't never talk politics on SNS, but we do talk politics when it concerns our money. And with this big infrastructure deal that they sent to the president's desk that he's probably already signed by now, this is for retrofitting homes, broadband, airports, roads and bridges, and just really putting America back to work. You got $40 billion in bridges. You got another 11 billion in safety, another 39 billion will be allocated to transit. $66 billion will be allocated to Amtrak and railways. 7.5 billion. Now that's what I'm excited about. This line item here will be for EV charging stations and electric vehicles. 5 billion for clean buses, 17 billion for ports, 25 billion for airports, 50 billion in water resilience, 55 billion for clean drinking water, 65 billion for broadband. That is great for a lot of our rural areas. 21 billion for enviro remediation, and $73 billion for power and clean energy. This is a robust, when I say robust, this is a robust, very, very aggressive piece of legislation. This is the largest I've seen, and I'm 49 years old, in the 49 years that I've been on the face of this earth. I can't tell you what happened prior to that, but I've never seen anything like this as it pertains to getting America back to work. With that said, let's get this train moving. Listen, what I want to do tonight, and what my aim is to do tonight, is I want to position us, and I want us to be in the plays. I want us to know what plays, what stocks that this whole robust. I'm gonna go back. All of these line items here. How can we as a collective, how can we as a stock group benefit off this as it pertains to invest in our monies? Because we need to put our money somewhere. We need to be in the right sector. We see what sector it is now, and we need to be in the right industries. We see what industries it is. So my aim and what I've been doing and what we've been doing this week is been researching, looking, digging deep, and trying to put us in the best plays so that you can have some things on your watch list, so that you can either do some swing plays. You can purchase some stock, get in, and as they run up, you can exit out. You can do you some day-to-day, every other day plays. You can do you some long plays. But I think tonight you will be able to, when you leave the call tonight, you will be able to position yourself, and you will be able to have some things that you don't have to worry about. We've already done the research for you. We've already done looked at the ticker symbols, and you can decide where you want to put your economic dollars so that it benefits you, and we can continue to see this greatest transferring of wealth than we've seen in a long time. So with that said, let's deal with railroad roads and highways. When you talk about roads and highways, there's five, there's others, but these are the particular five groups that I think we are to really give some credence to. The first one is Martin Marietta, ticker symbol MLM, Martin Marietta. This company right here deals with cement, concrete, and asphalt. We're going to be doing all of this billing and everything. Martin Marietta, ticker symbol MLM, deals with concrete, cement, and asphalt. Number two, Ecom, ticker symbol ACM. All right. This company here is a company that finances a lot of different agencies that deal with high construction and materials. The next one on the list is Vulcan Materials, ticker symbol VCM. Vulcan Materials. All right, they deal with sand and crushed stone. As it pertains to, building cement and concrete, you're gonna need a lot of sand, you're gonna need a lot of crushed stone. Vulcan Materials is the largest we have here in the US. Number four, the fourth banger on the list is Caterpillar, ticker symbol CAT. And these particular companies, as it pertains to roads and highways, are in no particular order of importance, so that you can be able to do your, here's that word, DD, your due diligence, and be able to put your dollars where they can make the most. Number five, the last banger on the list as it pertains to roads and highways, is Jacobs Engineering, ticker symbol J. Jacobs Engineering. They deal with all type of architecture, any type of architecture design. Jacobs Engineering is tops when it comes to that. All right. So that's railroads and highways. Now let's deal with ports and inland waterways. All right. Ports and inland waterways. The first banger on the list is Great Lakes Dock, ticker symbol GLDD. This is the largest dredging company we have in the United States of America. This is the largest. Great Lakes Dock, ticker symbol GLDD. Next one, when it comes to ports, inland waterways, is Xylem, ticker symbol XYL. This is one of your biggest water treatment corporations. They deal with all type of water treatment when it comes to that, ticker symbol XYL. All right. Number three, as it pertains to ports, inlands, and waterways, is Forterra Inc. Forterra Inc. Ticker symbol FRTA. They make all type of concrete mixings, clay, asphalt. They do a number of things. So these companies right here come to the forefront when it comes to mind when you're going to deal with ports and you're going to deal with your waterways. Okay. All right. Let's keep moving tonight. EV charging stations. Now, you know, we are big on this. A lot of these are some of our root stocks, and but I wanted you to have them because, as you can see, there is a lot of money that's going to be placed in EV charging stations. Our President Biden says he wants to see about 500,000 charging stations throughout the United States of America. 500,000. Well, when it comes to gas stations in the whole country, we only have 180,000. Look how aggressive that is. When it comes to gas stations, family, we only have 180,000 across the United States. President Biden is going in big, and he wants 500,000 charging stations. All right. So here's one of them. Blink, ticker symbol BLNK. I like Blink. Why? Blink is right here in South Beach, right here in South Florida. That company is right here in South Beach. Wonderful company, ticker symbol BLNK. All right. But the largest of all of the charging stations is ChargePoint. I know you all know that. We've been talking about ChargePoint for the last year and a half. That's ticker symbol CHPT. All right. CHPT. Next banger on the list is EVGO. EVGO. All right. Next banger on the list is Fuel Cell, ticker symbol FCEL. These are your charging stations. And then here's our newbie that has come. I think the price on this one now is around the $8-9 area. It's definitely in the buy zone. Ticker symbol VLTA. They've recently came out of the SPAC, and now they've go under that ticker symbol, which is VLTA, which is one of the charging stations. And these will be some great plays if you're going to do some option plays, or if you're just going to hold long, or if you're going to swing. Just watch this particular sector here. Watch these stocks. You ought to have all 5 of these, family, on your watch list. And tonight, when you get off the phone, out of all of these different plays that we're going to look at, stocks that could definitely benefit with Congress signing this major piece of legislation and getting it to the president's desk, these 5 particular stocks here, and that's why I'm keeping them on the screen as long as I am, because you definitely want to have these on your watch list. And these are major players. These are major players. You want to really, really do something with these 5. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, electric buses. Electric buses. Number 1 on the list is Plug Power. Plug Power, ticker symbol PLUG, Plug Power. All right. Next banger on the list, number 2 is Proterra. Proterra, ticker symbol PTRA. Proterra. Okay. This one here, I think my wife, and if Dr. Osgood is on, I know they'll like this one. This is Bluebird. Bluebird, ticker symbol B as in ball, L, B as in basketball, D as in Derek. They sell school bus parts. So you might want to look at them. They sell school bus parts. And, you know, our children, our kids, our little ones are back in school, and they need to be able to ride safely. And so, you know, the president's wife, she's an educator. She's in the education system. So I'm quite sure BLBD should be definitely being taken care of with this piece of legislation. They do school bus parts with that particular ticker symbol there. Okay. All right. Let's look at broadband. This is huge right here. Broadband. First that chops off is American Tower. American Tower, ticker symbol AMT. American Tower. What they do, they lease tower space. They lease tower space. So when this broadband stuff gets ready to roll out, you're going to have towers, and you're going to have space available to get back into some of our rural areas so that they will be able to connect with 5G, and they will be able to connect with Wi-Fi and have those systems. So American Tower is they lease tower space. All right. I'm quite sure a lot of you all are familiar with number 2, which is Cisco Systems. Won't spend a lot of time there, but the ticker symbol is CSCO. CSCO. And number 3 is Charter Communications. Charter Communications. Ticker symbol CHTR. These will be in your broadband area. A few stocks that you definitely want to put on your radar as well. All right. Clean energy. Clean energy. A lot of this initiative is in the clean energy area. And when I was researching this stuff and looking through it, these 2 stocks definitely stood out. There definitely are going to be players in this space. Number 1 is Workhorse. Ticker symbol WK. I'm sorry, HS. Workhorse. Yeah, Workhorse. We've talked about Workhorse. I think we even did research on Workhorse maybe a year ago. But it's definitely a player in this space. And number 2, Bloom Energy. Bloom Energy. I think you ought to look at that one. There's definitely some movement there. I like where they are now. They're definitely in the buy zone. Bloom Energy, ticker symbol BBE. All right. Okay. Let's look at the industries. This sector is majorly cool. There's 11 when I was looking at this stuff that just really are going to be key players with this $1 trillion infrastructure deal. First on the list is Carrier Global, ticker symbol CARR, Carrier Global. All right. What Carrier Global do? And I'm really excited about Carrier, and I guess I'm kind of biased. The reason I put them number 1 on the list is because they're right here in South Florida. Carrier is in West Palm Beach. They deal with all type of ventilation, and they deal with heating and stuff like that. So they're going to be a major player in this space as well. And they're right here with us in South Florida, West Palm Beach. Number 2, second banger on the list is Stanley Black & Decker. Won't spend a lot of time there. You guys have heard about Stanley Black & Decker, but the ticker symbol is SWK. All right, SWK. All right. Next banger on the list, number 3, Pacar Inc. Pacar Inc. Ticker symbol PCAR. And what this company does is they design diesel energy. Yeah, they design diesel engines. So a lot of these trucks and a lot of these vehicles going to be moving. This is the company that designs those engines that go in a lot of these diesel vehicles. Pacar Inc. Incorporated. Definitely will be a major player in this space. Number 4, Cummins, ticker symbol CMI. Cummins. This company has 4 different stages that they're players in. 1 is engines, 2 is power, 3 is components, and 4 is distribution. Those are the 4 major segments that Cummins move in. They deal with engines, power, components, as well as the distribution. All right. The next banger on the list is Train Technologies, ticker symbol TT. Train Technologies. Okay. Not going to spend a lot of time on number 6. You all are very familiar with number 6. A lot of them probably going to come get your garbage tomorrow. If tomorrow's your trash day. Waste Management, ticker symbol WM. Waste Management. Okay. Another one is CSX Corp, ticker symbol, same thing, CSX. This is your railroads. They deal with, all things railroads. Number 8, won't spend a lot of time there. You're very familiar with number 8, General Electric, GE. A lot of you all got GE products and appliances in your kitchen. Yeah, General Electric. Another banger on the list, number 9, won't spend a lot of time there. You're very familiar with this company. 3M. This company was one of the ones that was making a lot of those KN95s and those N95 masks. Ticker symbol MMM, 3M. All right. And this is not boring. That should have been Boeing. So number 10 is the Boeing company, BA. It's not boring. That's a typo. Sorry about that, guys. But it's BA, Boeing company, the airliner there. And rounding out the list is Deere, DEER, Deere Corporation. And their ticker symbol is the same as it says, Deere, DEER. All right. And here are some stocks that could benefit as well, so as those in this space with this big deal that just went to the president's desk that he's going to sign into law that will allocate a lot of funds. The first one is U.S. infrastructure. Definitely want to look at that. U.S. infrastructure, ticker symbol IFRA, U.S. infrastructure. Okay. Next is Flex Shares Global. Flex Shares Global, ticker symbol NFRA. Flex Shares Global. Big infrastructure play. Next one is Global X Infrastructure. They go under the ticker symbol PAVE, ticker symbol PAVE. Those are definitely 3 that you need to look into as well. Wesco, Intel, Helix Energy Solution, Motorola, and Cleveland Cliffs. We've made a lot of money off Cleveland Cliffs, just going in and out. That's one that definitely you definitely need to get in that space. Cleveland Cliffs. You definitely need to get in that space. If you can, bro Trent, I don't have it, but give me the ticker symbol for Cleveland Cliffs and put that in the chat, because that's definitely one that you definitely want to get in that space, because that's going to shoot up. All right. Ballard Power Systems. This is another good banger on the list. Ticker symbol BLDP. B as in basketball, L as in Larry, D as in dog, P as in Paul, BLDP. All right. And this is one, the last one, and you see I got it highlighted. I want everybody to really, really put this on your, I found this late in my research. Shift Group Inc. They go under the ticker symbol SHYF. That's what they do. They make the transmissions for these commercial vehicles. They make the transmissions. So, you know, if these trucks going to be moving all around North Carolina, South Carolina, all out in Utah and in Washington State and in California and Florida, they're gonna need some transmissions. So Shift Group Inc., SHYF, that's what this company does. They make the transmissions for these commercial vehicles. And then last but not least, I want you to see public transit. I want to give you these public transit. All right. Wanted Corp, which is ticker symbol WAB. And then Alstom SA, ticker symbol ALDFR. ALDFR. So family, there you have it. I mean, you got stocks in every, I mean, we totally dissect this infrastructure play, and we looked in areas where we can make and maximize our dollars. Public transit, stocks that could benefit, industries, clean energy, ticker symbol on Cleveland Cliffs. Thanks, Greg. It's CLF. Please put that on your watch list. CLF. Put that on your watch list. All right, clean energy, broadband family, electric buses, EV charging stations, Blink, Charge Point, EVgo, Fuel Cell, and Volta. Ports and inlands and waterways. I mean, you know, when you're talking about, you know, retrofitting homes and broadband and airports, roads and bridges, it's a lot of money going to be thrown around. A lot of companies are going to see their bottom lines just really race to the top. And then you got your roads and highways. And again, this is the infrastructure deal per the White House. This is it. It's going to be huge. So I think that in a nutshell will give you the opportunity to be able to play in a lot of those areas. In a lot of those areas, you will be able to play. You will be able to make some money and put yourself in some great plays. Without further ado, before we go into QA, I want Kev to unmute. And Kev, give us an update in the crypto area. Let's bounce to crypto real quick as it pertains to the SHIB coin, Shiba Inu.
Yeah, no problem, man. What's going on, family? So I'm just going to give you guys just a very quick update on Shiba Inu. So I'm going to read something to you real quick. So Shiba Inu dropped 28% from the recent high in late October. Should you buy the cryptocurrency after a pullback? Now, typically when these things drop back, something like Shiba that's got so much movement, you know, we tend to look at it and say, man, I've made a bunch of money off of it. So when it pulls back, I'm going to dive in heavy and catch it again when it jumps up to the moon. We might want to think about why, you know, it actually did what it did. So it's important to first understand why Shiba Inu's price dropped significantly. At first, the decline seemed to merely be typical volatility. After rising as much as the cryptocurrency has this year, a modest retreat should be expected, meaning as these things jump and spike themselves up, we all see these stocks on a day-to-day basis. When they spike up like that, they typically pull back, right? So however, on Thursday, it started out as a run-of-the-mill pullback that turned into a crash. Shiba Inu plunged more than 20% during intraday trading. and you can blame it on a mysterious billionaire. I think we can all determine who that mysterious billionaire is. It's Elon Musk. So basically what had happened was, so Elon Musk, he kind of showed his hand. He said, I'm gonna open up and show you guys what cryptos I am investing in. Now, after all of this hype about Elon talking about Shibu, and we know he had talked about Dogecoin in the past, and we all seen what happened with Dogecoin. Well, when he showed his hand, there was no Shiba Inu coins in his portfolio. So I guess it kind of made people nervous, because when Elon talks, people listen. So there was a huge retreat because of that. They said, oh no, Elon's not investing, he's not backing us, we better get out. So that was a cause for a little bit of the dip, apparently. Okay, so last August, an anonymous person bought a whopping 70 trillion Shiba Inu coins for $8,000. Those coins were worth close to 6 billion at the cryptocurrency's peak. But the newly minted billionaire began moving a large portion of these coins, more than 40 trillion of them, to 4 different addresses last week. Okay, now the temptation to take some profits off the table after that massive return is undoubtedly great. With the recent transactions made by the unknown Shiba Inu billionaire, there are concerns that a large volume of coins is about to flood the market. If this happens, it would inevitably cause an even bigger crash. So I read that to you guys just to advise everybody to, just be cautious. That article was on the Motley Fool. I just posted that into the chat. I posted the link, so anybody who wants it, click on that link, grab the link, copy the link, pull it up, and you can read the entire thing. But that's the update on Shiba Inu. Just proceed with caution. If you're already in the space and you've taken some profits, that's great. If you want to leave a little something in there like I am, I've already gained 5 times what my original investment was. So right now I'm just playing off a house's money. I don't care what Shiba Inu do right now. I've got more than my money back. So I'm going to leave my initial investment there and just see what happens with it. So with that said, that's about all I have to say on Shiba Inu, Tim. I'm going to throw it back to you if you have anything else you want to add in.
Okay, man, that's good stuff. In the crypto space, I want to do a shout out to some of some new people that's on the line tonight. I definitely want to say a good SNS salute to Miss Sandra Anderson that's on with us tonight. Also want to give a major salute to Pastor Kirsch. He was on last week. He did our leftovers. He's on with us tonight, Pastor Kirsch, as well as my friend and my brother. He was down here in the South Florida area last week with his lovely wife, and he's there in the Virginia area. Pastor Leonard, want to salute you tonight, man. Thanks, bro, for being on with us tonight, all the way from Virginia as well. And hey, family, listen, not a long call tonight, but we definitely need to get into that space, because this infrastructure build is huge. I mean, it's phenomenal. And I think, one thing we try to pride ourselves with here on SNS is just putting ourselves in the right position and having the information. I say it all the time, and it's always been said that information will change your conversation that will give you great compensation. Information changes the conversation, which equals compensation. The more information you have, the better your compensation is. I give you a great example. The ball boy doesn't make as much money as the trainer because the trainer has more information. The trainer doesn't make more money than the special teams player because the special teams player has more information. The special teams player doesn't make as much money as the quarterback because the quarterback has more information. The more information you have, the better your compensation. It's with anything. You can go to Walmart. That's one of my favorite stores. They'll tell you, I love me some Walmart. But the person that's bagging don't make as much money as the cashier because the cashier has more information. And the cashier doesn't make as much money as what? As the manager, because the manager has more information. The manager doesn't make as much money as the GM. Why? Because the GM has more information. The more information you have, it equals compensation. And that's what we try to do here on SNS. So with that said, is there any, we want to move it over to Q&A. Any questions, any concerns? We'll give space to that now. And anything that you want to share, anything you want to, you know, the other segment, we hadn't been doing it. We call it Put Us on Game. You got any stocks or anything that you know about that's trending or that you've heard about? Hey, put us on game. Talk to us tonight. So I'm gonna give you a few. Unmute your line if you got any questions, any concerns. We got that space. We're on good time tonight. It's 8:44. Got 15 minutes to the top of the hour. Hopefully we off the call before 9, but we're on good time tonight. Any questions, any concerns?
Hey, Tim, I'm already unmuted. I'm gonna put you on game real quick. And I'm gonna put you on blast just a little bit, man. You say you love Walmart.
Right.
You know, and listen, I'm a victim of this too, man. So I'm putting both of us on blast, man. They say if you love a company, they say you should be invested in that company because we spend a lot of money with that company.
Right.
And see, I love Walmart too. You and I get on the phone, we talk about, man, the stuff that we get when we catch them specials. Here's where I put us both on blast. Do you own any Walmart stock?
I sold it. I sold it.
I don't have any either, man, and I should be ashamed of myself. But they say as an investor, invest in companies that you love, that you find value in.
Right.
Well, Walmart is a valuable company, man. And I'm after hearing you talk about that, I'm sitting here ashamed of myself, man, because I don't own a single share of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I need to invest in some of these companies that I love to shop at, because a lot of people love to shop at some of these places too. And they say those are some of your best investments. So that's a little game from Griff to Griff and the rest of the family. Invest in companies that you truly love, that have value. You know, they'll never steer you wrong.
Yeah, that's good stuff, Kev, man. That's good stuff. You're right. I'm gonna get me some shares tomorrow.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Any other concerns? Anybody?
I have a question.
Okay, who's talking?
This is Sandra Murph.
Hey, it's Sandra.
Hey.
Good.
Hi. Quick question. Do you suggest opening up an account specifically for buying stocks, or do you connect it to your regular banking account?
Well, what you got to do is you got to open a brokerage account. Your regular banking account, Miss Sandra, will not allow you to be able to invest in the stock market. So you'd have to have a brokerage account with either TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Webull, Robinhood, Charles Schwab, and the like, Fidelity, to be able to get into this space, to be able to buy and trade these particular stocks. But we'll talk offline. And if you don't have a brokerage account, either one of those companies are good companies. We tend to, tell newbies who coming on to open up an account with Webull. And the only reason we say Webull, but you're free to do whatever you want, is because Webull will give you 2 free stocks for just, opening an account for as little as $100. So a lot of people have been thinking that it takes a lot, to get started. But you can open an account with as little as $100 and then take that 100 and invest that, take that 100, make it 2, take that 2, make it 3, and so on and so forth, and build your account. So I hope that was helpful. Kev, you want to add anything to that?
No, man, you handled it great. That's exactly what you need to do. The only thing, when you do create a brokerage account, you will link it, to your bank account, so you can continue to fund it. But that's the only interaction that you would typically have with your bank account, with your brokerage account. So I think you were spot on there, Tim.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Good question. Great question. Anybody else tonight? How do you all feel? All right, go ahead, Connie. I see you coming.
Yes, hi. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the information. I have a question for Kev. You just read about Shiba Inu.
Yeah.
I went up big on that, but I didn't do anything with it, and now it's back down. So if that happens again, I'm getting different opinions. Like buy, hold,
Mm-hmm.
So what's your take on it? Because it was a huge increase from what I've invested. So what's your take?
Yeah, my take is, for these meme type coins, my take is to keep an eye on it. And as it creeps up, see, I always look, so for these new coins, I always look for an entry point, and then I jump in and I have to keep an eye on it because these things spike up and drop down, spike up and drop down. But Shiba was just, it just kept hitting them spike ups, and it would pull back a little bit and then it would spike up again. So I had made a decision that, you know what, worst case, at the very worst case, Kev, you should get your initial investment out because it's tripled. And when it did that, I said, all right, I'm going to take a third of it and I'm going to leave, 66% in there. And then it just kept bumping up again. And I said, man, this thing is just, it makes it too difficult for me to pull off the top. So I pulled off a little bit more profit, and then it bumped up again. And I said, all right, I'm going to tap this well one more time, and then I'm going to wait for it to pull back. Now, I've gotten my money back probably 5 times over. But what I did do is I doubled back on one of the major dips, and I put a little bit back in there to kind of balance out, my Shiba coins. So I had my initial investment, and now I'm just playing on the house's money. So whatever happens to Shiba Inu at this point, it's irrelevant to me. It's relevant if it shoots up and it makes me a whole lot of money. I know a couple of us are waiting for that to happen, but it's irrelevant if it all goes away because I've got 5 times my initial investment off of Shiba. So that's my take on it. If you can, manage to get your initial investment out, just get that and put it to the side because these things are just, we don't know what's going to happen with them in the future, So as long as I have my initial investment, I'm not going to be at a loss if things decide to go sideways. So
Okay.
That's what I would do.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that because I'm moving forward. Thank you.
Hey, Randy, I see your hand, Randy. Come on. Randy, you there? Okay, anybody else? Any other questions, any other concerns?
Yeah, I'll add too on the Shiba thing that we had Omar on. I think I talked about it last week, and he's a friend of mine that he made it really big in the Bitcoin space. And I had mentioned last week that he had even jumped into the Shiba thing, and his perspective was, pretty much what I had just said. He dove in with the intention of just making immediate profits. He's not looking at it as a long-term investment. So I think that all of us on the call that are in that space just need to just really keep an eye on it, but I personally would definitely take my initial, investment off the table. Now might not be a good time because it done dropped back down depending on where you got in at. It's down significantly from that, that 0.00088 number. It got almost hit the 9 mark. It's down around 55 or 54, 53, something like that. So I would say just keep an eye on it, everybody.
Right. And we talked about before Greg mutes his line, we talked about last week, family, about taking profits, and I talked to you all about you got to get a strategy. You got to get something that you're going to be consistent with. You all recall Dana saying last week that, he was over in the crypto area and Bitcoin, he got in heavy. And then he was in there and Bitcoin had shot up, but then he had to sit there and watch Bitcoin come all the way back down for months. And that now that Bitcoin has shot up, his testimony when I did that session on taking profits was, I'm not allowing that to happen to me anymore. I'm gonna get me. I'm gonna take mine off the top. You know what I'm saying? So I implore you, to come up with a system so that you're able to capitalize. I know a lot of times, I think I was talking with Reverend Burrell last week, and he was in a play and he gave me a call after he left the golf course. He was like, hey, Griff, man, this play is up. It's this, that, the third. And, I just told him, I said, you got to make a decision, and whatever decision you make, you got to be comfortable with it. You can never not be comfortable with, taking profits. You don't rather once you take profits and it shoot up some more, just like it shot up some more, it could reverse on you and go the other way, you know, but you already have taken those profits. So, you know, I'm beating that drum again tonight, but get a system, put a system in place, because I'm telling you, I know how I feel. I've been there. Kev, I know Kev has been there, where, you know, you've been in a position and you're like, oh, it's to the moon, to the moon. Everybody about to the moon, to the moon. And then you end up holding the bag. And everybody who was hollering to the moon, you know, they didn't left the stadium. They didn't have the tailgate. They didn't win in the game, ate the popcorn. You still in there waiting on some more players to come out. The game is over, you know? So now you gotta wait a whole nother season until they come back and play that game again. And it may be a different team. So, you know, just come up with a system to take profits. Mr. Trent, talk to us.
Hey, Griff, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing
I
good.
just wanted to say a couple of words about the infrastructure deal. One of the things that we've been doing is trying to keep an eye on how much money this administration is spending. Remember that if they sign these bills and they spend this money, it's got to come from somewhere, right? So what we're watching is, you know, how taxes might be increased. You know, they're going after capital gains. They're going after unrealized capital gains as well as realized capital gains. So you want to be careful about that. Also, the devaluation of the dollar. You know, we've been seeing inflation rate lately that's starting to get out of hand. The price of food, the price of gas. I don't know what it is where you guys are, but we're up over $3.50 at this point for a gallon of gas. And so, you know, we're looking at trying to mediate that. And one of the ways that the decrease in the value of the dollar is mediated is by the cryptocurrency. One of the things that you might want to look into doing your own due diligence is that we've heard reports that Warren Buffett has sold all of his bank stocks. And the reason that was given was that he sees the banks as decreasing in the amount of money that they're handling, because a lot of that money will be going into cryptocurrency. So you know, that's one of the things that people need to be careful of. We also so that's really all I have to say about that. You know, watch the money, where it comes from, watch the taxes, watch inflation. One stock that I had mentioned sometime before was Alpha Lithium. Again, that they're a lithium mining company. When I mentioned it, they were around 50 or 60 cents. This past week, they shot up over $1. They pulled back a little in the 90s. So if you know, and there's no news. And one of the reasons, you know, that possibly that there could be no news that's caused it to increase so much is that the insiders are buying. You know, a lot of times when the insiders, you know, the CEO, the CFO, all the officers of a company see that something big is coming up on the horizon, they will buy stock. And they don't have to report it for, and I think it's 30 days to the SEC, and then they have to fill out these forms. But there is a time period where they know something and they buy the stock, and then the news comes out and the stock price shoots up again. So keep an eye on that. The symbol is APHLF. Right?
Is that Greg, is that OTC?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's A, P as in Paul, H, L as in Larry, F as in Frank.
Yeah.
Christmas for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's around 90 cents right now. I think in the 90s. But it had pulled up to $1.25 at one point and fell back. But I think some big news is coming to the forefront. The last news that was out was that they were evaluating the mines that they've been digging. It's in an area that's right next to Albemarle, which is another lithium stock. That stock is over $100 at this point. So,
wow.
You know, they're digging in the same area that's supposed to be very high in lithium, and they should be getting reports soon about how how much lithium they can get out of their mines.
Wow. Wow. Well, hey family, that's some great stuff. I hope tonight's call has been definitely meaningful and that you have a lot of things to consider. So with that said, we got 1 minute, man, to the top of the hour. We're gonna ask Bishop to go ahead and unmute his line. Bishop, give us the Bishop takes, man, and pray us out. Bishop Hopes, it is on you.
Yes, sir, family. Thank you so much, my friend. And information determines compensation. Heard that one loud and clear today. And we got a lot of good information to look at, to chew on, and to help position ourselves to prosper. So kudos again, Tim, Greg, for a wonderful meeting. And to all the family, let's get some seed ready so we can sow it, so we can allow the Lord to grow us back a mighty harvest as we take advantage of these opportunities that's about to hit the markets. And I think we're going to be okay. Father, we thank you, as always, for this golden privilege and a wonderful opportunity. We thank you, God, for giving us insight. Help us to gain foresight as to what will take place, what's going to take place, so that we can position ourselves to be prosperous and to be a to our families. I ask God that you would bless everyone on this line, keep them healthy, make them wealthy, so that they can be a blessing to their families and friends and communities. This we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, my brother. Good night.
Good night, everybody.